A very common question. An email I get daily is I'm interested in taking a class. How do I know if I'm ready or if I have the level of skill needed? Which, if you haven't taken a class before, it can be a bit overwhelming just because it's the unknowns of, are you going to hold the class back? Are you up to the task? Are you going to get there and not be prepared? That kind of thing. So I just want to talk through it. This will speak for my classes specifically, but I think the bulk of it will hold true for any instructor that's at least worth you attending their class. I'll just say it that way. First off, as far as experience, for my classes anyway, I don't do anything where it's, this is how a gun works, this is a magazine, this is how you load it. So if you're taking a class with me, I just expect you to be able to load, unload, and clear malfunctions without assistance. Just the admin gun handling, without safely being able to keep your gun pointed downrange, load it, unload it. If you have a malfunction, you don't have to be the fastest person at it. Just be able to clear it on your own and get it back into service. Granted, as long as something didn't break, shear off, whatever, just the regular type of malfunctions. You also need to be comfortable moving laterally while keeping the gun pointed downrange. Don't expect you to be an expert at all. You just need to be able to, if we're looking downrange, safely keeping your gun pointed that way while you look and walk or run somewhere else, just making sure you keep your gun pointed in a safe direction. That's it. Otherwise, as far as skill goes, that's why you're attending a class, is because you want to get better. If you were already a pro at all this stuff, it wouldn't make much sense for you to attend a class. You'd be the one teaching the class. So I think people have inflated expectations of what should be expected of them. Again, as long as you're safe, you're able to follow directions, you can operate your gun without assistance or supervision. As far as my classes go, you're good to go. That's it. You're expected just to be safe. You're going there to learn new skills or techniques. You're not going there because you're expected to be an expert. The other common question is equipment. Does XYZ whatever work? I recommend a full size or duty gun style, at least pistol. If you want to use the compact guns, that's totally fine. Just keep in mind you'll be shooting over 1,000 rounds in 2 days. Something very small like the Glock, I'll pick on Glock 43, something like that, the little single stack 9mm that holds 6 rounds, it'd be fine. You'd want a gun that at least holds 10 rounds, in my opinion, or more, just because some of the drills have more ammunition, and those small lightweight guns recoil a fair bit, and your hands are going to be quite tired or tore up by the end. So I'd recommend at least a compact style, so everyone knows what a Glock 19 is. Something that-ish size would probably be better. Glock 26 would be okay if you want to, but I'd be in like the Glock 19, so compact or full-size gun. And then you just need a holster. It could be appendix, it could be belt side, whatever. Just something that covers the trigger guard, just to keep you safe. That's it. For magazine pouches, you want to have probably 3 to 5 magazines if it's a high cap. Magazine pouches that are on your belt are pretty handy, but if not, you could load out of a back pocket or a pouch or dump pouch, whatever, if you want to. Not a big deal because you're not being timed on how fastly you can change magazines or anything like that. So the other part, the expectations. So I'll speak specifically to my class or classes I teach with Steger or Nick Young. The expectations change based on the person. So commonly, I'll have somebody that's just getting started on the line next to a heavy hitter. It could be a national champion level person, or for people familiar, masterclass, grandmaster, and competition shooting, something like that, where they're quite good, quite seasoned, but they're going to have little nitpicky things that need to get changed or issues to address. They might be big issues. We don't know, but they're still going to be getting feedback. But for somebody at a newer level, the corrections might be more broad. For the higher level person, they might be more nitpicky, more niche to them. But either way, you're not holding anyone back. The expectations just change based on the shooter. So maybe I'm being nice and very, very broad corrections for me just getting started. The heavy hitter gets a little bit of friendly bullying, and they keep getting nitpicked because they're already shooting at a high level and it could be better. And so you just keep nitpicking on all those little things that you want to get better. So either way, whatever skill level is, you're going to get something out of the class. If you're a beginner or a national champion level dude, you're going to get feedback to make you better. The drills are going to be the same regardless of what skill or level you're at. The expectations just change. So if it's The common drill I talk about is the doubles drill, so predictive shooting, where you hold the gun still and you're firing fast rapid-fire pairs trying to associate cause and effect and work on your grip. For the heavy hitter person, I want a group that's an inch, or a group at 15, 20 yards that you can cover with your fist. Something like that. And for the new shooter, maybe holding the A zone is appropriate, or maybe A's and some C's. It depends on the distance, the difficulty, all that kind of stuff. But that's just an idea of the better the shooter is, the higher the expectations are. Neither one's holding the class back. People just get different feedbacks. Otherwise, I think that's about it. Like I said, you're not expected to be an expert if you're taking a class. The whole point of taking a class, whether it's from me or somebody else that you like, is going there to learn. Also, as far as you should be like practice up, I know some people shoot or want to train extra hard before the class. I would not do that either. One, ammo is expensive. You're taking a class to, hopefully, if the instructor is worth the time, are going to give you feedback to changes you want to make to the habits you have. So you don't need to shoot 1,000 rounds in a weekend before to just reinforce the habits you have now, because you're probably going to get feedback to change a lot of that stuff anyway. Instead, I think you should do dry fire training a few times a week leading up to class. You go to the range, whatever your normal is. If you practice once a week, every other week, just keep up with your regular practice, because you want to be familiar with your gun and feel like you're trained to a level that your shooting is representative of your current skill level, whatever that is. But I wouldn't go extra hard in the way that your hands are tore up and bleeding because all the training you've been doing beforehand. That's going to suck when you're shooting 1,200 rounds, something like that, in 2 days. That'll tear on your hands a bit. So you want to be at a point where your hands feel fresh, you're feeling prepared in the way that you're just able to shoot at your representative skill level, but you don't have to do anything crazy as far as prep work. Just show up as the shooter you are, because if the instructor is good, you're going to get feedback to change your habits and take homework to take home to make changes to your shooting. So there's no point in spending extra amounts of ammo or being extra polished. Just be confident in the way that you could draw, reload, move around, whatever your current skill is, just comfortably the way you normally do it, because you want the instructor to be able to see the way that you normally shoot, as opposed to being, well, if I'd practice, I normally wouldn't have that happen. But that's it. That's what I got. That's what you should be, that's something to think about before you take a class, whether from me or anybody else, what I think you should be doing to prepare. If you disagree with me, like it, have something else to say, drop it below in the comments. If you have any other questions, topics you want me to do a video on, just drop that below also. And I do keep a list of them. I keep them queued up, and I try to make my way through the list. So anyway, thanks for watching.